Dick Durbin didn't think this through.
Apparently, armchair diagnosing former President Biden is more important than the issues of grave concern which I have mentioned.
In a Senate hearing about Biden's mental decline, Durbin tried shifting the focus onto Trump using out-of-context references. So today we're playing the full clips to show just how weak that move really was. By the way, we just launched this channel and we'll focus solely on debates. So if you believe the truth isn't partisan, hit that subscribe button and let's jump right into it.
Now I'd like you to see a short video that includes some other examples of cognitive ability.
The windmills are driving the whales crazy, obviously. I have concepts of a plan. They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the... I know about magnets is this. Give me a glass of water. Let me drop it on the magnets. That's the end of the magnet. The kidney has a very special place in the heart. When you ran out the healthy arms, you ran out of really healthy. They had great arms, but they ran out. It's called sports. It's called baseball in particular. Can't understand a word he's saying. Did you just see Maduro, Venezuela? It's unbelievable. Well, I don't know about it. I mean, obviously, I'm not involved.
He wants to know why the proclamation was signed in the dark.
I don't know when it was signed because I didn't sign it. Other people handled it.
Any of these statements raise a question of cognitive ability? You be the judge.
For context, this hearing took place last June, and it marked the first time Democrats officially tried framing Trump as mentally or physically unfit for office. Since then, those attacks have only escalated, with Hakeem Jeffries turning it into a full-blown publicity stunt. But that's beside the point. The real issue is how Durbin presented this evidence. In several clips he played, the footage was either cut short or stripped of its surrounding context. It felt like a poor imitation of how conservatives criticized Biden over very real gaffes. The difference is simple. Those moments with Biden actually happened in full view. Here, Durbin was stretching isolated lines into something they weren't. A good example is the clip where Trump said, "The kidney has a special place in the heart." So let's take a look at the full thing.
But today we're taking groundbreaking action to bring new hope to millions of Americans suffering from kidney disease. It's a big deal. We will not rest until Americans have the health care system that they need and deserve, a system that finally puts American patients first. We say America first, America patients first. Thank you very much for being here. I just do want to thank some of the people, Cosima and Alex and so many of the people, Senator, Congressman. You've worked so hard on these things. You've worked so hard on the kidney. Very special. The kidney has a very special place in the heart. It's an incredible thing. People that have to go this, people that have loved ones that are working so hard to stay alive. They have to work so hard. There's an esprit de corps, there's a spirit like you see rarely on anything. So I just want to thank all of you folks for being here. It's really fantastic. And it's truly an exciting day for advancing kidney health in our country. I will now sign this historic executive order.
Anyone with a basic grasp of English knows that having a special place in the heart means something is important and precious to people. With the full context, it makes even more sense. Trump was signing an executive order on advancing American kidney health and pointed out that approximately 37 million Americans have chronic kidney disease, adding more than 100,000 Americans begin dialysis each year. In typical Trump fashion, he went off script to stress how serious the issue is. At the time, outlets like MSNBC and CNN jumped on the wording and treated it like some major slip, while ignoring the substance of the executive order itself. And just like Durbin showed this quote out of context, he did the same with the clips where Trump told the reporter he didn't understand his question. So here's a quick compilation showing him doing the exact same thing over the years.
Thank you, Mr. President. People in India will naturally welcome your decision to extradite Thakur Rana to India back home. In that context, I would like to ask you a question about, in last few years, we have seen several groups in the US raising anti-India voice, calling about separation, terrorism activities in India. Do you think that should continue here in the US as well?
You're going to have to go louder.
Mr. President, people in India would be welcoming your decision to extradite Thakur Rana to...
I can't understand a word he's saying.
Do you have any plan to change Afghanistan situation? Are you able to recognize Taliban because I'm an Afghan journalist, Afghan suffered woman. Any comment about Afghanistan? What's your future plan for Afghan people, especially Afghan?
I have a little hard time understanding you. Where are you from? Actually, it's a beautiful voice and a beautiful accent. The only problem is I can't understand a word you're saying.
Yesterday, there was a vote at the Knesset on annexing the West Bank. Do you see it as a challenge to your peace efforts?
Could you say that louder, please?
Yes, yesterday there was a vote at the Knesset in Israel on annexing the West Bank. Do you see it as a challenge to your peace efforts?
Will you answer that, please? Because I cannot understand the words you're saying. Where are you from? Where are you from? You're from France. Beautiful accent, but we can't understand what you're saying.
Even Pam Bondi struggled to understand the last question because of the accent and had to really focus to catch what was being asked. And no, that's not a knock on the reporters. Learning and working in a second language deserves respect. The issue is how Durbin framed it. He played barely 2 seconds of the first clip, and he tried to sell it as proof that Trump had comprehension problems. What makes it more ironic is that Durbin raised the topic of press conferences to defend Biden, the same president who held fewer press conferences than any since Ronald Reagan. And now that we've shown some examples with the proper setup and no selective editing, it's time to look at how Durbin tried spinning those chopped up moments to push his own agenda.
But instead of exercising this constitutional oversight duty, my Republican colleagues are holding this hearing. Apparently, armchair diagnosing former President Biden is more important than the issues of grave concern which I have mentioned. And we're going to make a question of cognitive ability. I think we should consider what happened in Alberta, Canada, just this week, where President Trump was at a press conference with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and said the following: "You all know the great PM of the UK, and we just signed a document." President Trump continued, "We just signed it, so we have our trade agreement with the EU. Britain has not been a party to the EU for 5 years. The GOP majority tells America to move along. Nothing to see here. Let's revisit this administration of a previous president in this hearing. Let's revisit a 20-year-old precedent on the use of an AutoPen."
Indeed, we should, because there's already extensive coverage, along with multiple books written by MSM reporters, showing Biden's inner circle was effectively running things much of 23 and 24. That's the core issue. The American people elect a president, not some top aides who get to use an AutoPen while scrambling to cover up the fact that the top executive couldn't consistently handle the basics of the job. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the story. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, keep thinking.